Hello everyone, welcome back to Draco's Games and Cosplay. Today I have for you the Darkest Dungeon, game currently available on Steam, a game designed to screw you over, basically. It's a dungeon delver designed to look at the psychology of dungeon delving and adventuring. All games from your Legend of Zelda through Warcraft to Diablo and beyond. Your character goes into the dungeons, confronts the horrors, the bandits, the zombies, demons, wizards, you name it. But what does that do to a person's mind? How do they cope? In this game, it's revealed they don't cope very well. In this game, the game tries to screw you over. Sanity is a real thing. And your adventurers are expendable assets to just be used and then thrown away when you don't need them anymore. Don't grow attached to anyone. So, let us try. We'll delete that because that was a bad recording. So, Draco's Games. And clicky! So, intro movie time. That's a very bouncy
You will
ride.
arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors.
That way?
So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
That was pretty damn awesome. I like it. So, storyline is your uncle owned this town and this the ruins on the up the hill there, which is the ruins of your old family manor. And he became obsessed with a legend about untold treasures hiding in the mountain. So he spent the entire family fortune trying to find it, and all it released was horrors, monsters, everything. Everything you thought was under your bed as a little child. So, this is the play screen. You've got your map down here. And we have two characters to start with. Normally your party is a team of 4. So we have Reynold the Crusader, who's a warrior of light. You have good quirks here and bad quirks here. So as a warrior of light, he does extra damage if the light, the torch, is above 75. Currently it's at 100. He's also prone to stealing, and he will only pray for stress relief, which aren't as good, especially that stealing one. Means sometimes he'll steal items that you are supposed to pick up and you won't get them. And then we have Dismas, the highwayman. He's got stun resist, he's got more speed, and he's not allowed to gamble in town because he's known as a cheater. Naughty, naughty. So controls are pretty simple. It's just A and D to move forward and backwards. You have attacks that you will unlock and rank up as you go. You have armour there. And here is your inventory. So we click.
Brigands have run up these lanes, Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
That dude talks a lot. I believe that is the ghost of your dead uncle, because once he'd realised what he had unleashed, he writes a letter to you to come home, sort out his mess, and then kills himself. So, right there, that black circle meant he got a bit stressed. So the red bar is your health, the white bar is your stress. Once it goes up to 100, you get a random roll on a buff or debuff table, which represents either your mind breaking under the stress or going Super Saiyan, for lack of a better phrase. If it fills up again, your character has a heart attack and dies.
Dispatch this thug
bandit!
in brutal fashion.
Oh,
that
he
all may
surprised
hear of
us.
your arrival.
Surprising means it can mix about the lineup of your characters, and sometimes they have certain abilities that only work in certain positions. So as he's gone to the front, he can take aim, which is a buff, or he can attack with an attack called Open Vein. So if we mouse over that and press 1, we can see he has an 83% chance to hit. We'll do 4 to 9 damage and 5% for crit. So we did 5 and he resisted the bleed. Oh! No, not good. Don't like crits. So he can smite, he can do a ranged attack, he can stun them, and he can give himself a protection buff. We just want to end this, so we will smite him. And he's left with 1. Not good enough, man. Just not good enough. Right, so that attack was a push, and that pushed him back, which is good. Now his pistol attack can't hit the front row, so again we'll just go with the open
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
vein. Ooh, we got some money. We like money. So we're walking forward again. Now this is a set piece. You can see it on the map there. This has a chance of treasure, and there are other ones where have a chance of bad things happening, and you can use items from your inventory to try and bypass those bad things. But this one, I think, is just good. Just get some money.
Leave nothing
Ooh, yeah.
unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Right, so we will... This guy took a bit of damage, so we will have him eat a bit of food. And we will go in and see what's through the door.
An ambush.
More bandits.
Send these vermin a message. The
No.
rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
He does talk a lot. So we surprise him, which means we get the first attack. So this guy, he does a fair bit of damage, so we want to try taking him out. So we will use the pistol shot. Bang! Reynault, we want to. He can only attack. Oh no, he can hit both of them. Ah, but this guy's big, so he takes up 2 slots, and no, he can't. So we'll want to try stunning this guy to make sure he can't do too much to us. He does have a stun resist of 50%, so let's see what happens. Yeah, we got the stun. See if we can take out this back guy again.
Press this advantage.
Oh, very
Give them
nice.
no quarter.
That white ring there, that meant that because of the crit, your party gets cheered on and they lose a bit of stress. Right, we want to be just beating this guy down. Right, let's see if we can get some bleeds going on him. Yeah. Bang, bang. He's got a lot of health. Punishment. Ooh. See, we got crit, so we got some stress. Let's get a bit more damage going. That is a lot of damage going out to him. He'll die next turn even if we both miss.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
It was a bit more than the turning point because we killed him. So we get... Ooh, shovel. Shovels are used for digging through things in some dungeons. Got some food and we got some gems which we'll sell at the end of the dungeon. So that was quest complete. We just had to get through the rooms. Now chests can be trapped at any time, so we want to have a look down here and see who has the best resists and also who has the best chance of missing traps. So our highwayman has 20 and 30 across the board, and he has nothing. So yes, Dismas. That is a trapped one. Let's see if the shovel can do anything. Nope. Let's open it. It's trapped. Oh, we resisted it, that's okay. So, let us end the dungeon. So we sell off all the gems. And we didn't get any heirlooms. Heirlooms are used for upgrading your town and all the different buildings. So let's click next. They ranked up to level 1, and here we'll get some random quirks, either good or bad. So let's see, Reynault, he does extra damage against eldritch enemies now, and he experiences religious visions and delusions. I have no clue what that means, what that'll do for gameplay wise. Dismas now has move resist, but he has a bit less speed and dodge just for the first round. Could be worse, could be better. So now we'll head to our town. We'll get to see what wonders and delights we can find.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
I'm tied to the town. Is there like some big rope? Right, so activity. We see a wrap up of what happened in the last week. So basically we got here and we have unlocked the dungeon called the Ruins. And here the caretaker has a long list of goals for us. Don't know what will happen when you complete them. Let's get help. Right, so these 3 buildings we have unlocked right now. So we have the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
As I said at the beginning, your characters are expendable. You will either fire them when they become too much of a burden, or they will just die. And it is permadeath, so they will end up in the graveyard. Ancestors' Memoirs, which is replaying videos we've seen. And then we have the Stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Do you want to run back and just alliterate on what you meant by corpses? No? Moving swiftly on. So the Stagecoach brings in new adventurers for you. At the moment we have a Plague Doctor, who's a brilliant class. Has a very slight heal and can poison and bleed the enemies. He's also good at stress reduction when meditating. Less stress resist against unholy. And he will not pray in town. We can deal with that. Welcome to the team.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
He kind of grows on you. I like what he says. And then we have a Vestal. Vestals are one of your primary healers of the game. So she has extra accuracy, better healing when camping. Camping you do in the middle of longer dungeons, and you can use these skills to try and help you out. She's curious, and she's diurnal. She gets less speed if the torch is below 25. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. The torch is very welcome to the team anyway.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
The torch and the light is important because the more light it is, the less chance you have of being surprised, and the more chance you have of surprising monsters, and the more chance you have of scouting ahead and seeing what's upcoming. The lower the torch, monsters get damage and accuracy bonuses, but you have a better chance of critting the monsters, and if you leave the torch to go out completely, you have a better chance of more loot. So it's a kind of risk-reward scheme, and everyone on the internet says it's best to play at zero light, because yes, you will get more stress from being in the dark, but with the extra crits, every crit gives you stress relief from randomly across all the party. So I'm not going to bother at any point with torches. So these heirlooms down here that I mentioned earlier, used to upgrade the buildings. The most important thing we need to do first is upgrade the coach, so that every week we will get
more
four
arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
I was talking. How rude. So yeah, I've done the 2 upgrades, which means every week we will get 4 new heroes. And they will be good because you need 4 heroes to go into a dungeon. So, while we have these 4, if they ever need to go into the tavern or the abbey for stress relief, we can send out the other 4 victims. Did I say victims? I meant our honoured companions. Right, so that's everything we can do in the town at the moment. So I will leave that here, and in my next video I will take us through the first major dungeon. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. This looks a great game. It's been a lot of fun to play so far, and I love the artwork. So until I see you again, take care of each other and keep being awesome. Cheers!